Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Keel Fish Shack, now with 2 locations, Lauderdale by the Sea and the new spot on Los Olas.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a grand and glorious day, Lauderdale by the Sea, Even Keel Fish Shack. I am feeling like $1,000 today, Defo. How are you feeling?
I always love when you work right away into subliminally somehow the fact that you won money playing
What card game?
What kind of crazy card game is this? Was it like
Indian
Native American poker,
Native
where
American
you hold a card in your hand
Seminole poker.
with these rich dentists from Weston?
No,
I mean, what
look,
is it?
I've been the last few months. They invited me. I guess they thought I was an easy mark or something, but I've been holding my own. But
I don't want to say
had
how
a
you
fun
referred
time.
to them, privately before the show started.
No, and one
No,
of them
you
is,
said they were very skilled players.
one of them is involved in the restaurant industry, who will remain nameless, but he's a good dude, and I'm looking forward to many more evenings. And again, it's a good camaraderie, good fun.
Now, do you
And,
bring any food with you? Or, I mean, how's that
so
catered?
here's
How's
how
that
it
work?
works. It's been a rotation system where different players have been bringing different things to the game. Last night,
You have enough money now to bring Tom Tamazini
Yeah, you should bring
in
Tom
person. To
that
cook
is a
next
good
time. Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
So the bottom line is now I've been going. I think last night was my 5th or 6th game, and finally somebody mentioned to me, he's like, "Oh, maybe the food critic will want to bring some food sometime." I bring booze.
They already sized you up as the deadbeat you are. I mean, and you're like a renewed person because this Ozempic went to your brain. I've never seen you like this. Normally, if I say hello to you before the show, you bark back at me. I'm working right now.
No, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling spiffy. But
Now everything's great. You hit a pick 5. You did this.
So the bottom line is, last night nobody told me to bring it. I don't show up empty-handed. I wasn't brought up that way. I always come with a couple of bottles of good wine.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right.
Or a bottle of good booze.
What
and
level of wine are we talking? Like
I
Rumbauer?
brought 2 bottles of wine, and I spent a total of $100 on
Oh,
them.
all
that's
right,
not bad.
that's
Yeah.
more than
One of
enough.
them-
You can get good wine
One
for
of
$30 to
them
$40.
was a
so.
$65.
You notice something
bottle
ever
of
since he sold the house.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
he's,
very
It's a whole different game.
I'm very generous. But so I brought some wine, but and we've had some good food. And actually, the first time I showed up, I brought some leftover Thai food from a restaurant.
What, you brought leftovers?
Well, no, I had gone and I brought some stuff, and
Mayo,
it
you've
went over.
stooped to many lows on this show.
Yeah.
You couldn't have really brought leftovers from the
I
lunchbox.
wasn't in,
For you, you're
pass
doing it
that
for
off,
you.
I
for
wasn't
you,
in charge of the catering. I just happened to enhance it, because that's what
Oh.
happens. Sometimes people
Yeah.
bring
bring stuff to have.
enhancements. So last night, the host, and it was a nice house up in Parkland, he actually smoked and barbecued some ribs,
Ooh.
some spare ribs, which were great. I had one rib, and then one of the players who's a regular at the Hard Rock, really nice guy, younger kid, he went to V&S Deli in Boca.
Okay,
And,
that's your favorite
We
spot.
figured he'd bring a couple. He brought platters upon platters
Wow.
of like
Nice.
Italian cold-cut subs, all cut up. He bought
Kind of party is this?
What poker
meatball
game is
parm.
Were there
this?
naked women there too? I mean,
Exactly.
what else was going
meatball
on?
parm, chicken parm, mixed
Meatball
hot
and chicken
subs,
parm.
a big salad.
Oh, my God.
And,
Did you partake in any
so
of
the
this,
thing
Mr.
was, I didn't really
Mr.
have
O?
much appetite,
Oh,
but it
listen
looked
to
so
this.
good. I took
Oh.
a one little wedge of
Come on.
meatball sub. I took the meatballs out of the
Were they
bread.
laughing at you?
You
and
took it
I
out
had
of the
some
bread.
and I
Oh,
had some
God,
salad. And
Have any of these people ever watched this show?
not really.
Oh,
But actually,
so they weren't shocked.
to our sponsors, they love it.
the chef knows about the show because he's begging me
Well,
to
that's how
come
he
to
got
his
your hit,
restaurant,
yeah.
and we will in the next
Because
month.
he heard you grousing in the past about your many tough beats at the Hard Rock. I was just about to qualify for the final table. I can't believe it. I had pocket jacks.
He had a good week at the Hard Rock last week. He won like 3 dimes, so he was
Oh,
happy.
that's nice.
And then so he was in a
These
loose
people are
mood
fun you're
yesterday.
dealing with.
But,
All right, so here's
anyway,
my thought, though.
so
now,
wait.
now that you're on this drug here
Well,
that's curbed your appetite, can you get off like I did today? And I had a Mayo moment on fresh air. And I'm walking. I'm doing my walk of life up A1A all the
High
way up
on
to
life.
Atlantic. Now, here's another observation. I don't know if you guys agree with this. Does food smell better at the beach, no matter what it is, than it does anywhere else?
There's
when you
something
get when you
about
get an
the beach.
aroma
If it's
off the beach, I don't care if it's a hot dog stand or some foo joint. Doesn't it smell better at the beach? Is that true?
There's
I'm gonna
something
say
about
yes.
the beach and food.
salt air enhances everything around it.
distribute
No,
the
you're not.
salt?
I don't know what the salt air, but
It's the salt
Oh, it was
air.
I'm not fighting you. I just have never thought about the
Seaside
He's Brian
specifics. of it.
Norcross.
I never thought of about the specifics of it. I just know that whenever you're at, like, the burgers my mom would make are not like the greatest burgers ever. But then when you'd be at the beach and have
Beach
that
boom.
burger
Yeah.
in the aluminum foil and it's cold and it's been sitting there, it was like
Smells
the
great.
greatest burger you've ever
Smells
had.
So
great.
look,
Yeah.
I grew
It
up
tastes better to you. Right?
along the South Shore of Brooklyn. I spent a lot of my youth at beaches,
Coney
and beach
Island,
clubs,
Manhattan
Coney
Beach.
Island, Manhattan Beach, and there's nothing better, like you said,
Oh, me
than that
too. I mean,
grill, the
yeah.
smell of the hot dogs all in a row, and
Didn't matter what hot
and
dog
then
it was.
the French fries coming out of the basket. You know,
The round potato knishes were my favorite. You probably were too young there. Did they still sell them
Mrs.
on
Stahl's
the beach?
Knishes was
They
but there was the
had the
guy
round
on
one
Manhattan
on the beach. He came
yeah.
around. He had a little like case. He sold
Yeah.
like a Needix orange drink type of thing, and then
and the
knishes.
round Knishes.
And he
that,
had the salt that you melt the road with when it's snowing,
right, the big
and he would pour it out
kosher
on the
salt.
knish. Yeah,
big chunks of
but it
salt.
was great because it was at the beach. It didn't
Those
matter.
round Knishes, I believe, came
Those were
from
great.
a place called Mrs. Stahl's
Wow.
Knishes, which no longer exists, but it was right under the elevated train tracks in Brighton Beach, where my mom grew up.
Why does that stand out? I mean, as a child, I mean, I couldn't have been 4 or 5
It's
years old.
called nostalgia and memories, and
As
it
a
all
food
comes.
memory, as a food.
Yeah,
memory.
it's very powerful, and it comes flooding back as you get close to the end. So I've been
No,
Well,
that's nothing to do
it's
with the end.
possibly true.
I do it all the time. What do you mean? I eat some of the garbage stuff, and it's like my favorite food. Just because when I was like 7 years
just
old, my
because
parents would
Hacky
give me
Reitman
it.
checked down, we have to
Oh,
pay tribute to him at
let's- oh, yeah,
74.
for sure.
let's do
And
that.
I'm right around the corner from that.
Hacky, Harold Hacky Reitman. Why don't you give the little
Well,
Vince synopsis?
I knew Hacky from a couple of different areas. He was an orthopedic surgeon
He was
known as the fighting physician.
the
So
fighting physician.
I get
yeah.
introduced to him. A good friend of mine who I used to do a lot of boxing calls with knew him well. And so we got to know him. And while he was a very articulate and successful orthopedic surgeon, I think he might have started Health South or done something
Right.
in the early pioneer days there and made a fortune.
Right.
He would much rather be Joe Palooka talking about his boxing career. And we called a match he had against the fabled Tim Doc Anderson at City Limits. Now, whatever happened? What became
City
of that?
Limits,
Mike
oh
Mayo?
my
Wow, that's
City
a good.
Limits.
That's going back in the
City
past.
Limits, oh
Now,
my
what,
God.
I mean,
don't know
what was
what
it known for? Because it was very popular. I mean,
Yeah, it was like a country bar, or no? Or
was it? I don't
I
know.
think they had good drink
All I know
specials
is
or
they used to
something.
have some boxing matches there.
I did live boxing
know,
on
the
TV. from
fighting
City Limits.
on
physician,
Yeah.
TV. Jesus.
Dr. Hacky Reitman. And
Harold
I
Hacky
remember that Dave Joseph, our friend who's now running the communications shop at Gulfstream Park, was a great feature writer at the Sun Sentinel. He did
He must have
huge,
done something.
he
on
did
it.
a
Yeah,
huge
yeah.
feature
Marty
on Hacky.
Klinkenberg had to write about him.
Yeah, and
he was here.
I think I saw him fight one time too.
Oh,
And-
well,
and-
no, you probably didn't see him fight. You saw him in the ring.
oh,
No, I love the guy.
God rest his
Hacky,
soul.
God rest your
but
soul.
you got to
I mean,
like the guy
he
who
was a sweetheart, and you know what? He did a lot with
disadvantaged youth.
underprivileged youth. I mean, he really was the epitome of that with his gym that he had in Fort Lauderdale.
So
and he used to
he-
bring in like Angelo Dundee
Oh, wow.
and Ferdy Pacheco
And
all of these like historic boxing figures. to
And
talk
it's
to
the
these kids.
rare boxer who could
Yeah.
act as his own cut man, which
Yeah,
he
yeah,
could. But no, Hacky and Harold.
No, he
Harold,
was
we'll call him
orthopedic. though.
Harold.
Yeah, yeah.
I know, but
Yeah.
Who's known as Aki?
If he blew out his knee, he could have taken care of it.
so I would see him
At
as you
Seville.
would at a
Seville.
lot. He was a regular customer of Joey Esposito right down the block here at Cafe Seville on Oakland Park Boulevard.
I
saw him
don't
just a
know
couple
that
of
I
weeks
ever
ago.
was there that he wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
He was a regular. And I saw him. It had to be within the last month. The last time I was there.
I guess he had like a long-term
Something
battle
happened.
with heart disease.
I
Oh,
did
that
not
sucks.
know that.
And so, all the more reason to continue on the program that you're
Now-
on. Yes.
This is encouraging today. I show up today, and
But anyway, he passed
Wait,
away.
no,
Yeah,
do you know his age or any of the
He was
other-
74.
He was
and,
That's too young.
That's why when you give
It
me
is
this
young.
side eye, like you're a dachshund on the
No,
numbers,
no. I'm sorry.
I'm like, I'm going to beat her in July.
I know you're a
Mayo.
little sensitive. To
You're
the
a
whole
young
thing,
No,
man.
not at all. I feel good.
but
You know
you're
what?
doing the walk of life. You're doing the
kicks
right
ass.
thing.
The walk of life, and on the walk of life, I'm thinking the air has never been as fresh as
This is great. Today is beautiful.
And Mayo, how would he describe it? Every breath was a pillowy, pulsating piece of pleasure.
Pulsating.
I would say
I like the pulsating.
Like
every
yeah.
breath was an invigorating anecdote to the insanity surrounding us.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, there you go, man.
Not
See, I
anecdote.
couldn't do
I
it.
used the wrong word. Antidote. Antidote.
Oh,
Not
antidote.
anecdote.
Anecdote. Yeah, no, it's an anecdote.
Antidote. It
too,
is
yeah,
an
yeah.
antidote. I would
We'll,
say
we'll make
antidote.
a reference
Every
To keep it
breath an
positive.
invigorating antidote to
Yeah.
the insanity surrounding us. How's that for instant?
I'm thinking
poetry.
you probably need to work in a break.
No. Here's what I got to do.
Oh, okay.
First of all, I got to set the stage again. We're at the corner of A1A and Commercial
Oh,
Boulevard.
and what's
It's
going on
freaking
here?
jamming.
Jeez,
It's
I mean,
spring break is on, as you can see, because
oh,
there
what
is
babes.
a
Wow.
parade of pulchritude. How's that for some
There you go.
alliteration?
Well, what's cool about spring break down here is we get people from all over the country. So the spring break is like a month. Like, because every college has a
school
different
has
spring
a
break.
different week.
Every region, I mean.
Florida State
I
is
did
next
notice
week.
a demographic drop in terms of
The
average
average
age
age
on A1A today.
has dipped
Oh, A1A. Oh, my God,
tremendously. And like you said, it's going to be throughout March. Every school has a different week.
Yep.
So, I would urge Jim Sarney to come down here
Oh, God.
immediately.
Johnny
because
is too grumpy.
Dirty
right
old
now.
man.
no,
Yeah,
he's
but
too
he
grumpy.
is like a
but
pig
he
in something.
loves it.
I sent him a picture of some hot chick every day,
So we
and he never acknowledges it. Yeah.
we are at Even Keel, and then right across the street are our friends at Taco Craft.
Yeah, it looks like it's
and
jamming over
you
here.
go down to the beach and the half-eaten pier, and you could go, take a dip in the water, and then come here and have some great fish.
I
and
see
chips.
Brad though
Brad
schwitzing
is
in the
back.
back. So what's
Brad-
going on with
Brad
this?
is having not a
Rocket
good day.
chair
Well,
and-
that's what I'm talking
okay.
about. We don't need to get into all the.
All right.
Everybody has good days and bad days. Right now,
Today's
Brad
not
is
his
having a little
favorite
bit of a
day.
challenging
It's
day.
not his favorite
No,
day.
Mike-
I can see by the way he's cutting shrimp.
He might.
He's
be
working on it, but
joining
today's
us.
not
He
the-
is. He did get a fresh shipment of fish in, some beautiful mahi and swordfish.
How about
So,
some triple tail? I like
The
that.
triple
Wow.
tail you
Oh,
had the
yeah.
other day, but here they
Wow.
always get good stuff. Sometimes they get wahoo, freshest fish right off the boat because they have friends that are licensed commercial
Are
fishermen.
you a wahoo fan in general?
Wahoo!
Wahoo's
Are you?
great.
I mean,
Yeah.
some
Wahoo's a
people would
really
say
nice
it's kind of a
fish.
greasy fish. Some
No,
people would say
Wahoo. It's one of those hard to
it depends
prepare,
how it's made.
but
Yes.
in the hands of master craftsmen like
Yes,
Brad
it
Wahoo.
depends how
Day,
it's made. Very
they
much.
know how to handle it to
Yeah,
coax
yeah.
all of the flavor and the proper texture because that's an easy to overcook fish. It
Yes.
can get tough.
You know who did a great job with that? Believe it or not,
Who's
the
that?
former hockey star Rosie Paymont. When
Well,
he had
there's
the
a
penalty
blur.
box, and
Yeah.
he used to do it in a brown paper bag.
Oh, parchment.
and
Yeah.
I tell you what,
very
it
French-
came out absolutely amazing.
Very French preparation
Yeah.
to steam your fish in a parchment paper, and it comes out
it
beautiful.
works. You know what? When I was in Italy, the first meal I had there was prepared that way, and it was absolutely amazing.
Yes, and I'm sure if you ask Brad to come up
He
with a
probably
parchment
could.
dish,
Yeah,
he
he probably
probably
No,
could.
but I mean, Brad Wahoo is going to be good. You know.
Well, no, this is not wahoo. It's
We're doing
he's bringing
mahi
out
today.
mahi.
Oh,
He has
mahi.
swordfish too, but we got to save swordfish for the paying guests because that's a premium fish these days.
Well, that's interesting.
And,
the pumpkin swordfish was a
pumpkin
new
swordfish.
one.
I don't know if he's got the pumpkin.
You've
in
had
it.
that? You said?
I've had it here.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna-
yeah.
Remember, he's
okay,
made it
yeah.
here.
Pumpkin swordfish.
It's a seasonal delicacy, and
Wow.
again, that has that orange hue from the way that the swordfish is actually
a
eating
little more
a
tender.
plankton, and it's krill. It's KRILL, which is something that fish
Yeah,
eat,
the other thing, fish.
and
eat, yep.
it actually changes their complexion, and it makes them a little sweeter, a little more tender.
Good for you,
I'm
Mr.
a food
Marine
guy.
Biologist.
Wow.
All right, so before we take
He's
the first
Norcross
break,
earlier in the show. Now he's
I'm
marine
a meteorologist. I'm not a bracketologist, though. That's one thing you don't
No,
consult.
no
No,
one is. I mean,
no,
it's all
no,
BS.
who is an
all
actual
of that is.
That's going to be in a couple.
Luby and I are
weeks.
just goofing on that concept.
So
no one's a bracket.
I was very heartened to walk in today, not only with money bulging
Money
in
in
my
your pocket,
pocket,
yep.
but Lubie looks at me and he says, "You look thinner." But
you
then
do
he
look a
said,
little better, man.
"He said Defoe's never going to acknowledge that." And then what
No,
do?
no,
You
I-
walk
I
right
don't have
in
a
and
problem
you
with
said
I didn't think it would be so like.
he
I-
noticed. He
yeah,
said
no,
No,
he
that.
said it
because
right away.
he's
He
wearing
said
a
it
shirt
right away.
that a couple of weeks ago was not particularly flattering.
And
And-
So
now
now it's not as bad.
And now I'm looking at him like, oh, okay, Mayo.
this is what I did. I buy
You're in the
clothing.
ballpark. Man.
It's my clothing goals. Like you buy clothes that you want to eventually look good in. And, I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to be good. And you know what? I am powered by Gila Monster Venom.
What does that
Huh?
mean? What the hell does that mean?
Do you know what a Gila Monster
Nurse!
I remember that back in the day
I
hearing that.
am
He needs
feeling
another shot.
Gila Monster superpowers.
But that's not the.
the.
What's a get? Why do I know that? I know that
Okay.
You know what? I never seen a guy react so favorably
To
to
being
winning
sober.
a few bucks.
when he's sober.
Like,
So
I mean, he
happy.
loses his
And now
ass
I could
He's had like
consistently.
half
man.
a sip of this and he's
Oh,
like
my
wasted.
drink.
God,
Like
man,
Jesus.
This stuff is down to your
All
brain.
I would have been scared to see him in
Let me
college.
explain my insanity. Gila Monster
can
Venom.
you-
If I
can
say
you-
Gila Monster Venom,
No
what do you
idea.
think of?
I don't know. I think wrestling, and like a guy that would spray the mist.
Is that like Ich liebe dich in German, which means I love you?
That's
Do
what
you
I-
love us? Is
First
that
of all,
what it
do
is?
we know what a Gila Monster is?
I feel like growing
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
it was
it's
like
a
an
car
animal.
dealer on 441.
It's a slithery reptile that's
Okay.
found in American deserts.
Okay.
Now, back when
By the way, you haven't even had like one bite of anything.
I have no interest.
I'm the only
in
one that
food.
tried it. It was good.
and even the
a
alcohol.
crab
it kind of
guacamole.
like
Wait,
you know, I'm
Lubie,
more
I mean,
interested in the celery.
I'm telling you, that's what Ozempic does.
Stop the show, man. Make sure this guy eats.
What do you mean? So yesterday they brought out a lot of food, and people were like, "Wow, look at Mayo. He actually was only having a bite of everything, and he didn't have seconds of any of it. Like
I am
it
more
was
interested.
weird to
Remember
see
when he
that.
used to like lick every plate?
Yes, I
so
know.
that, we couldn't take any.
I
It
call
was,
this
it
a
was
garbage.
very different. He was not territorial. He was just passing it along. He was
Oh,
dishing it
God.
out. Like
It's very strange and disorienting that I'm more interested
I
in the
want to check
celery
you in more. to
than the
stuff,
booze
yeah.
and the tomato juice and the Bloody Mary.
it's scary.
This is
All
sad.
right,
yeah,
Let me explain Gila
Sad as
Monster
yeah,
Venom.
sorry,
Okay.
people. Our disclaimer.
We should do
Back when this
the new
country,
Mayo.
What are you
Still-
talking about?
when the country still believed in science and funding
Yeah,
research,
Yeah.
some very enterprising scientists discovered that the venom of the Gila monster might have practical effects in pharmaceuticals.
Interesting.
They experimented with
You
it,
found that
and
interesting?
lo and behold, what do you think they
I do.
developed?
I do.
I'll give you a hint.
What?
Thank you.
I injected myself with it this
Oh,
week.
oh, it's a part of Ozempic.
Ozempic
Oh, that's funny.
was derived from the venom of Gila monsters.
Oh, wow.
So
I
now
wish you were just snorting some mescaline or something. But I don't know.
I am now
You can do that.
fueled
Yeah.
by
Oh,
Gila
so that's
monster
actually
venom
true.
superpowers.
No,
And
All
this
right,
is
yeah,
one of
yeah.
the things where you never know what you're gonna.
No, but there's
So-
no way you wouldn't have touched.
Wait, I'm gonna bring it to
ship
some-
yet.
I'm gonna
full
bring it-
circle. Okay.
I'm going to bring it to a point that you'll enjoy, which is this is why when people say, "Oh, there's government waste," and that, can you believe they spent $1 million researching, toad excrement? Well, you never know. Toad
What it can turn
excrement
into,
might
yeah.
be the cure to cancer. This is why don't lampoon things that you don't fully understand. This is
You,
why
you used
scientists.
to look like that guy there. Now you're looking better. That's the way I look at it.
That big.
That
All
will
right,
explain
I'll get off
everything.
my
The
soapbox.
capsule summary. I
dude.
mean, what are you talking about, Mayo?
Anyway, I'm
Hey,
glad.
I'm glad it's working and you
He's
feel
a shot
strong.
fighter.
Go for
Lubie.
it.
Glad
I
to
mean,
be
we've seen this
alive.
before, haven't we?
and I'm very saddened to hear that
Yeah,
Harold
that's-
Oh,
Hacky
Hacky
Ryman
Ryman.
no
Wow, what a
longer
great guy. He
is.
really was. And
He
Cafe
was-
Seville, I actually thought he was a maitre d' there because
Good local.
he would always come over to the table and go, "Hey, so how's things going?"
It would work the room.
So rest in peace and
Yeah,
condolences to his friends and family. All right, let's
See, Hacky, man. I
take
love
our
it.
first break. Before we do, I will talk about Tropical Acres. I was in there the other day.
Am I walking like that
And
these
no,
days?
not yet.
Did you
No,
see me?
you're not
No,
hunched
no.
over.
You're not-
Okay.
you're not-
You know,
Yeah.
it's a problem when you start walking and
When,
you
when
look,
your ass is like way out there, looped
when you,
out like
when you
Tommy
look
Lasorda.
like a question mark come to life.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
your body is down here and your head droops down.
the
like a
great Jim
lamppost.
Murray, one of his best lines ever. Jim Murray, sports columnist. Were you
Yeah,
familiar with him?
Of course,
he was
I
an
met
LA
him.
guy.
I knew him.
Oh yeah,
wow.
yeah. No, he was great. And he described Tommy Lasorda as looking like a curveball with legs.
Right. He had some
and you
great.
could not have epitomized this any better. I mean, it really was right on the
He
money.
wrote the greatest column about how he basically lost his eye to a
Yeah,
disease.
yeah, he was a
and-
good
and
guy too.
Is talking about how he lost his best friend.
You know what's
His-
great
his
about
right
him? I
eye.
mean, he was the most esteemed columnist, sports columnist in LA, in a big sports town.
very well respected.
And he would see some schmenk like me from the Fontana Herald News
Yeah.
and sit down and say, "Hey, you want some popcorn?" That kind of guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so speaking about class and well-respected, Tropical Acres, and it's not too early. They are open on Easter Sunday, which is going to be April 20th, and also Mother's Day Sunday. Why don't you give them a call right now and get your name in the books, because it's going to fill up. They get over 1,000, 1,200 people coming in for Easter Sunday and also Mother's Day. 954-989-2500. It's always
It's in May,
sometime
sometime.
in
May,
May.
okay,
All right,
okay, that's
it's
down the road.
early. Let's see. Now you piqued my interest. I'm going to say it's like May 10th or 11th, and
Yeah, you
yeah.
have to do something special, I think. Oh,
April 20th. I remember
Come on.
is Easter Sunday this year because it also happens to coincide
420.
with 420, which is one of my favorite holidays.
I might be a Keeneland
Not a
that day.
religious
Is
holiday.
Keeneland still open?
Unless you're a
that week?
Rastafarian.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. All right.
And basically Mother's Day, May 11th. So
There you go.
get your name in
Oh,
the
that's a- wow.
reservations books
Okay.
because it's usually a popular place to
Oh,
take
my
mom
God.
or to have a nice
With
Easter
the acres?
Sunday.
The acres?
Yeah,
Are you
Tropical
kidding me?
Oh, for
Acres.
sure.
954-989-2500. Somebody was talking some snack.
No,
Let's
another
eat.
one.
No, don't let it bother
and,
you,
and
Mayo.
this is
Mayo,
the hill
stop
I will
it.
die
It's the
on.
new Mayo.
I
It's the new
What
love
were they mad about?
You know what?
It's
Somebody
old.
wrote a very nice, well, it was a mixed review. They didn't like one thing, but everything else was good. And then all the haters start piling on and making fun. And
Why
this
don't
and
they?
that.
Why don't they bother?
And I say, haters gonna hate,
Yeah,
eaters
yeah,
gonna eat. And I posted a
exactly.
picture of their beautiful prime rib, and I said,
Yep.
and I'm gonna devour that tropical acres
That thing's
prime
like,
rib
like $40.
any
It's
chance
ridiculous.
I
Yeah,
get.
yeah.
$40 with a salad and a
Yeah,
side
yeah,
dish.
yeah.
Where are you going to get that kind of value? Tropical
And then on
acres.
top
Nowhere
of
at
that,
that
I mean, you know, it's always, even a negative review is prefaced with, the service was brilliant. They
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
have
yeah.
been any nicer.
You know what?
So isn't that worth a
That's
lot?
fine.
I mean,
If
right
you don't
there.
like the place, the studio alleys understand. Not
Right,
every
that's
place
what's
is
great
for
about them.
everybody. It's for me. And you know what? My daughter came back for spring break the other day. What's the first place she went to with her mom
That's so
on
funny.
Tuesday
Oh,
night?
not even with you.
She drove in, gets into town at 4:30. At 5:30, where are they? Tropical Acres.
Nice.
And they're sending pictures
And
of
your
the shrimp
daughter's what,
cocktail.
18, man? In
My
college?
daughter is
Yeah.
19.
Wow, wow.
She loves it. I
Yeah.
taught her
They
well.
do a great job.
They do a great job. Tropical Acres, tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, let's come back with more after these words on a Lunchbox by beautiful.
How beautiful is
Lauderdale.
this? Come on, Mayo, man. This is
On a
unbelievable.
scale of 10,
Spectacular.
it's
No, the
an
weather's
11.
What a
fantastic.
great dining
The weather's
area
fantastic.
all the way around.
It's just
Unreal.
crisp and cool
Yeah.
and spectacular sunshine and beautiful vibes.
Well,
Come
where
on out
else you
here.
find these kind of choices too? I mean, like in the same
No,
block.
there's so much variety here, but we love the people at Even Keel. If you want fresh seafood, and we got the guacamole crab,
Brad's
Yeah,
still
it's
bent
great.
over the
fresh made
stove there.
tortilla
Wow.
chips, which,
can't
as
believe
you've
you haven't
noticed, I have
tried
no
one.
interest in.
No, you've been
I
good.
just
What
want
is
to
wrong
eat
with that?
celery all day. It's crazy. Gila
I mean, you
Monster
haven't even
Van.
taken a
That's a good
fork
one.
into that
Empowered by
stuff.
Gila Monster
I
Van.
tried it.
Take
It
a
was
break.
delicious.
Let's go.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30, except Sunday. Go to When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for Sunday brunch and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast.
All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. Even Keel Fish Shack, Lauderdale by the Sea, the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard. It's a beautiful day. Come on out here.
Yeah, that's
Take a
wonderful.
walk. Do a walk of life. Have a little cocktail here, happy hour.
Is that symbolic, though, Michael, that there's a hearse at the light here?
No.
Is he going through? No, it looks like he's making a right.
Usually, no visit here is complete without
An ambulance,
wailing
yeah.
ambulance going right through the intersection. But
They take a lot of people off the track, honey. When I walk it every day.
there's a lot of those high
Yeah,
rises, and yeah, it's well, we're preferring to focus on the youth today
There
because
you
it's
go.
spring break.
It's been spectacular around here.
And again, my
Spectacular.
daughter is in town now. I don't know what happened at FSU because spring break is next week. My daughter showed up Tuesday night. I was like, well, they don't have classes this week?
Yeah, you can afford to skip a few
Basically,
classes.
all the professors that she had with her classes
They'll
later
tap
in the
out,
week, they
yeah.
just tap out. And they said,
Yeah.
no, they canceled class, and they gave us
Yeah,
some
so-
assignments
yeah, yeah.
online.
Yeah,
Did
it's online
you,
now.
did you guys actually attend some classes when you were in college?
I did.
Oh,
I
yeah?
actually was very
I,
studious.
No, Mayo, you were dedicated.
I still have the anxiety dream where I wake up
Yep.
and you know, it's the test that you didn't study for the class you never
Yeah.
went to,
Yeah.
and the class you didn't
So
even
you
realize that
start-
you were taking.
You start dating
Did
the
you have
redheaded
that?
girl with the freckles.
People had a better strategy
Yeah, yeah.
than you did.
That night, you asked her to go with you to the Rat Skiller and have a couple of beers, and then next day, I mean, you woke up and you were copying off her test. Yeah.
So I did go to classes if they
I
were in the
went,
afternoon. I was heavily involved with the weekly newspaper at Tufts, the
Of
Tufts
course.
Observer,
Wow.
and we pulled a couple of
I bet that was a
all-nighters.
decent newspaper.
It was fun. Yeah, it was good.
Syracuse Orange, it was a good newspaper.
But we had to do all-nighters on Wednesday night and Thursday night. Paper had to be at the printer. There was a small local newspaper printer up in Malden, Massachusetts, and we had to get the paper there. All the, you know, it was back in the days of before the computer where you would paste up every
yeah,
page.
no,
Yeah,
that was
Defo
great,
did. Yeah,
And
Defo.
you have
Yeah.
to. You remember?
Oh, you know what?
what's
I
it
just
called?
heard
The
from somebody.
not the-
This is so weird. I just heard from a lady that she had to be like a teenager. She was working in a print shop at the Fontana Herald News, which was my first newspaper job, Fontana, California, way out in the sticks. And the print shop guys were ornery because they hated the people in the editorial department
Yeah.
because we were routinely messing things up.
and
And
always
they
late.
had to fix
To
everything.
fix it.
And they had to paste the thing up and then do some kind of weird photographic thing with the page. And it was really a
It
process.
was such
It
a
was
process
unbelievable.
back
Yeah.
then before computers. It's unbelievable because, you know, besides going out and reporting and writing the stories and putting a headline in, you know, I was an editor, news editor, a sports editor, you know, then we'd actually have to print out these linotype things and put them up in a way that they're not crooked. And then you get the X-Acto knives out.
Right,
with-
right. You carve
remember
a
that-
line out. It was the only
what
good
was
line
those
in the story.
lines? Those
Yeah,
little,
yeah.
it's not agate line. I don't know. I forgot what the name of it was, but you'd have to get these little lines so that it would like frame the page and get them on just right. And I'm not a very
Yeah.
technical.
I couldn't believe
person.
it. Yeah, because that was when I spent a lot of time in the print shop there because you wanted to get your page looking good. And I had a pretty good relationship with the people back there. Greased them here and there every now and then, even though I was making no money in this place.
Yeah,
But I realized you got to go Jimmy Conway, don't you?
have to
That
make
these people that are
friends.
reluctant to tip,
Yeah, no, you got to make
I had
friends.
a weird one last night, though,
The people
Mayo
who you
Man.
need as your
This
friends.
is Let's Eat South Florida Protocol 101. All right. So it was a place that you're not particularly fond of. We get a delivery there, and I'm going to give the guy $10, right, for coming down. I'm sure we had like about $40-$50 worth of stuff. Couldn't take the tip. And now, what do you do? It's kind of like the kid in Publix. That
I always thought that was weird.
how
Why?
weird is that? I mean,
'Cause Publix
that is like Let's Eat in reverse, where you feel weird because they won't accept the tip, and then they
Wait,
keep insisting
This
they
is
can't.
from where? From a
From a
pizza
place
place?
like
Oh, a delivery
it's not-
person wouldn't take a tip? Oh, jeez.
couldn't take the tip.
But it
That's
wasn't like the
weird.
person was from DoorDash or Uber
No,
Eats.
no.
He
They
was
were
from
from
the
the
even then,
actual.
they
local
still take a
place.
tip.
Yeah.
How does he get paid?
Yeah, that's weird.
I guess he gets
I mean,
paid
they
well
had a
enough
nice
to not
salary.
have to worry about it, but seemed very strange
But
to me.
I worked at
You're
Publix.
using your own car. I mean,
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
like
I
you
don't
showed up in a
understand that
company
concept
vehicle.
because it seems like everybody and their mother wants a tip, even though like the people.
I
at
was
the,
happy to give it to him. The guy's a good guy. I mean, I know the guy a little bit. So,
Yeah,
I mean, but it's very. Now, how do you handle that? It's very awkward. I
You
mean, what do you
just
do?
say, okay.
You eventually just wad up the cash and throw it at the guy? I mean,
no, if they don't accept it,
Say,
then
okay.
at some point you got to just give up the
Look,
ghost and say, "Wow, I really wanted to show my gratitude."
Yeah, and that's
for,
all you do. I mean,
and,
a review, maybe. I don't call the boss. I worked at
where,
Publix.
where else does that happen?
I was a
mean,
bag
Publix,
person.
yeah,
I accepted every tip. Like,
Of
I
course.
didn't give a crap. Like, if they're gonna fire me for it, then I don't want to be here. Like, that's the stupidest
Cash
policy.
Patel is waiting in the parking lot,
Exactly.
and he sees you taking his money, and
Mm,
next
get
thing you
out
know,
of
you're gone. You're working somewhere at Winn-Dixie.
You know
what?
what?
Like, I never asked for it. I didn't do puppy eyes.
No, but if somebody
But if
wants
they
to
wanna
show
give it to me-
appreciation, I told my daughter, as long as you're not doing anything illegal, if somebody gives you money, take it. That's
It's
when she
weird.
was working
It's weird
in
to refuse it
restaurants.
sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like
It's awkward,
sometimes guys
100%.
want to make a bet for you at the track. They've been like my man Dan O'Malley from Deal Volkswagen. He's always making bets for me at the track. It's like, Dan, you do enough for me. I don't need you to make my bets at the track. But what do you do? Is it impolite to turn it down?
Sort of.
The guy hands you a ticket, stuffs it in your pocket.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
You take
You're
it.
gonna play it,
You take it.
and
All
then
right,
if you
then.
win, then you buy him a drink.
No,
and maybe
if you win,
go
you're out the door. You're in your car. What are you talking about?
Oh
There's
man.
no nobility among thieves. What do you-
Oh, so just to wrap up the newspaper, we used to have to get it to the printer by 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Then at like 9 a.m. it would be ready, and they'd have it all in little bundles. And we'd go there with a van, and we would actually pick up all. It was like 10,000
You can't do that anymore.
print copies
It would be
of
considered
the
a
Tufts
protest.
Observer,
Yeah.
and we would drop bundles at every dining hall, at
He missed
every
that.
residence, every dorm. And then, we'd get the papers into people's hands by lunchtime on Friday, and then we'd watch people read the paper. That's really satisfying. It's like a chef watching people eat their food and like enjoy it. Except in my case, they would crumble up the paper.
No,
and
you
throw it at
were a
people.
good sports writer.
And
You made a lot of enemies, but you were a good sports writer. You were very good on the food.
and then I would take a nap from noon to about 7 p.m., blow off all my Friday classes, and then go party for the next 48 hours during the weekend. That was
Yeah.
college.
I never got involved with the Syracuse Orange. I was too involved, like chasing women. But
Were you involved with the radio station or the broadcast?
WAER, I was, sort of very much on the fringe of that.
Okay.
But I lived with a couple of guys that were very instrumental in that. And of course, Costas was calling games. He was a class behind me, but he was calling games. So he's a big part of WAER. But my roommate was a guy named Smokin' Tony Yokin. You can imagine how he got the nickname
He
Smokin'.
smoked a lot of pot.
It wasn't because he was boxing like Joe Frazier. And I have to say, I mean, that was a great radio station. It was really,
My brother, Burl Mayo, worked on the radio station at SUNY Albany,
Yeah,
State
okay.
University in New York.
yeah.
And he was a good DJ. He would play, the offbeat college music, but he also developed some characters. One of them was Wally the Weatherman, who he would give the weather
Oh,
updates
yeah.
Andreesque.
with a weird
Nothing
voice.
like Tex Antoine, the guy
No,
that you
he
buried
didn't
last
make
week.
any bad jokes there. But shout out to Wally the Weatherman, and who would proclaim today a beautiful, perfect
It's a
10.
fantastic day.
That was a
right.
great segment. That was one of my
Yeah,
favorite.
this is one of the
Mayo
best ones
segments.
ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
we're
good.
going to talk some more food stuff after the next.
There's a lot of
break.
food on the table, to talk about. Not so much on this table because Brad's swamped there.
But
in
Brad,
the
all of
back.
a sudden, people are swarming in. He's working by himself.
You know what's great about this
We
place,
take
though?
a
I mean,
back seat.
regardless of what we have here when we're here, this is perfect. Okay, I did the Walk of Life. It was about 10 after 1 when I got back. It takes me 5 minutes to get here, so it's great. And I'm thinking, what could be better than this light lunch that you can get here?
Yeah.
Whether you're shooting Ozempic or just on your own willpower,
Yep,
however
yep.
you approach it. This is perfect. I mean,
fish and chips are one of the best in town here.
I would say
Mahi
best I've
sandwiches,
had. I
excellent.
know other people.
Well, they
there are
just
other places.
they found a way to make mahi work, which is
Yeah.
impressive.
The
Oh, here we go.
swordfish sandwiches. Oh, here's
Speak
the
of the
man.
devil.
Oh, look at this. He
Oh,
got
I don't know
some
what to
stuff
grab
for
for
us.
you.
We got the
Whoa.
cheddar biscuits.
Cheddar
They do
biscuits.
cheddar
Wow.
biscuits
But with
here.
a Brad twist.
And look at this butter.
That is, and look at this
here.
view.
Oh my God!
Now,
man.
here is the true
No,
test.
Lubie loves that as much as I do.
Yeah, well,
Trust
yeah,
No,
me.
we all
let me
love it.
just
It's
move the
fantastic.
water.
Yeah. No,
Look
that
at
is,
Mayo
this
wanted
here.
that
this.
is brilliant.
Look
right
at this.
there.
Look at these hot,
Now,
fresh French fries.
Wait a
Thank you,
minute.
sir.
You're not going to eat any of this mayo?
So
Normally, you would have already sucked that down. This is a new mayo.
this is a weird thing.
Mayo
What are we gonna
wanted
do?
the
What are we gonna
Do
sandwich.
you
do?
notice I grabbed a tortilla chip, but I
A
haven't
chip?
Never
eaten
ate
it?
the chip. Yeah.
I have no
A
interest
chip.
in that.
This is what we're
I
talking
smell
about.
the French fries, and you're right; they do smell better in the sea salt air.
I
But
think the
have
guys
no
from
interest in
Batch are
eating
going to
it.
cancel, man. I mean, if you don't do a big bite on that thing,
Well,
some sort of
they have to
semblance
get ready
thereof.
for the new me, and the new me
How would you describe
powered
the
by
air today?
Gila
man?
Monster
I
Venom.
described the air. You were your Gila monster.
Pillowy puffs
You're
of
the best,
pleasure.
Mayo.
Let's take our second break.
I
and
think he was
I'll-
talking about
I'll-
a plate of gnocchi over at Frankie's place.
I'll
It's great.
contemplate whether I will dig
You
in.
have to try
The fish
something.
looks
I
good.
mean, please
The
don't
fish looks
embarrass
good.
us.
We love it
Don't
here at
embarrass us.
Even Keel Fish Shack, and we also love it at talking about seafood, Delaware Seafood and Chicken
Oh,
Market
baby.
in
When's
Hollywood.
your next appearance?
We're there
Maybe
Tuesday.
next week.
Oh, yeah.
Gene will
Nice.
be cooking up a
Segreto?
storm.
Is Segreto in?
So we can ask him. But again, Delaware is your home for the freshest quality, whether it's the seafood, the stone crab, the fish, the meats, the sausages. It's all there.
Still has
And
stone crabs,
with
by the way. Yep.
NCAA tournament season coming up. If you're going to be having
Yeah,
any
your own
parties, entertaining people, watching some of the games, that is the place to go pick up anything you need for Party Central. Got those platters that Gene will make
man.
you.
Wow.
Got the buffalo chicken dip,
That fried
the
thing.
fish
that
dip.
The
thing.
fried platter
Wow,
was
what
utterly
that, man?
ridiculous.
roasted chicken.
Scallops,
It's all
shrimp.
there.
All their dips. Are fantastic, too.
Go online to sign up for their weekly newsletter. It's DelawareChicken.com. We're going to be there Tuesday. They're open every day. And they're just the home of quality, freshness, and efficiency because you'll get in and out in no time.
Yep.
Don't forget them if you're going to be planning your menus for both Passover, which is going to be starting April 12th,
Yeah.
and Easter
You're already on
Sunday,
Pesach?
April
Passover?
20th. April 20th for Easter, April
Pesach.
12th for
There you go.
Pesach. You can always get what you need at Delaware Chicken and Seafood. Tell them the Lunchbox sent
I
you.
have to say this. You're a French fry guy, too. Okay, so I like
They're
a
great.
wide spectrum of French fries.
Yeah.
Last night, this dinner came with a bunch of steak fries. They were great. You know, the big, thick ones that you would get
I
at a
love
steakhouse.
steak fries. Yep.
These are phenomenal. I mean, we
Hand cut.
raved about it before.
But the thin.
Yeah, totally different. I mean, like a totally different concept.
Yeah,
Really,
they're
really good.
shoestring fries, fresh
Wow.
cut.
Yeah, but with a
Fresh,
seafood
double
platter
blanched.
type of thing,
It's perfect.
the stuff that you get here, these are amazing. They've done it again.
I tell you what, the
Yeah.
mahi, again, he got it just fresh in off
Yeah,
the
you can
boat,
tell. Yep.
and it is so good. And it just, again, melt in your mouth,
Melts in your mouth.
tenderness. They know how to grill it. They don't kill it. And we love them here at Even Keel Fish Shack. Let's
Fries,
take a break,
unbelievable.
and we'll be back with more on the Lunchbox after these words.
Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, Even Keel Fish Shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasta platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi. Fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed. Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C. 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the New River. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey district, just south of Science Museum. For reservations and we're back on the Lunchbox, Even Keel Fish Shack, and I finally succumbed to the siren call of lunch and food. I dug into the, they make a cheddar jalapeno biscuit here. I guess it's an homage to a certain, well, I'm not going to call it fast food, but a chain. But, everybody knows and loves the Red Lobster cheddar biscuits. This is a cheddar jalapeno biscuit. And I just
whatever that special butter is that they put on there is absolutely
delicious.
Fantastic. Yeah.
It's good. I'm digging into this. And
you have marginalized though what you normally eat during this course of a show.
100%.
To the point of almost like we said, close to embarrassment. But it's good because it's a nice start. And then there were certain things that you can't indulge in, which is fine because Lubie and I both happen to love the
French fries
fish and chips. Yeah.
And again, when people go on to the Let's Eat South Florida group saying, "Where can I get
what
good
a great
fish
spot,
and chips?"
though. Yeah, this
I
is a
say
great
fish and chips.
Even Keel has the best fish and chips because they're getting fresh fish.
When we talked about it with Luke tried to do it with mahi, but he said the way it's like a flakier, a lighter fish, that it's harder to do fish and chips. So I don't put it past it. Like I don't blame anyone who doesn't use mahi for it. I get there's plenty, cod and other northeastern fish work well, and it still makes a really nice fish and chips. But Brad has found a way to use mahi in a fish and chip, and it's hard to compete with that.
These
like
guys,
it's a really high level fish.
Seasoned pro. Meanwhile, I'm going into my grilled mahi sandwich. Look at this.
Yeah, but they do a whole thing with it.
The bottom of the bun is smeared with some fresh guacamole. The top has a nice smattering of tartar sauce and some
house-made tartar sauce is nuts.
House-made coleslaw, house-made tartar sauce, and a beautifully seasoned grilled piece of fish.
Yep.
All right, Defo, I'm going in for a bite.
Okay, I want to say, though, the uniqueness of Even Keel Fish Shack, I think, is unparalleled because, there's seafood all over the place. You get a lot of good seafood, and there are many, many fine places. I was talking about the Fish Shack. I love it.
Great job. Yep.
Absolutely fantastic. They're owned by Calypso, and now they have, other places. But I don't know that anybody features as much innovation in
Yeah.
terms of overall flavors than Brown and Dave do here at Even Keel
Well,
Fish Shack. It's
They
a
take
little bit of a different concept, but man, if you're into it, absolutely fantastic.
even the humble dishes they end up elevating because
Yeah.
fresh cut French fries and
These
fresh
fries are
caught,
amazing. Yeah, if that's all you
mahi.
had.
And then
But they
then
do
if
embrace.
you-
I like that they embrace.
and they'll make some more involved and I guess plates that you would find at a fine dining restaurant. Except here, you can come in flip flops.
I was gonna say.
your bathing shorts after.
I just
coming
like we've had
from
you
the
had
beach.
that's a problem at some restaurants where people complain about they dress this and that. But if you're from South Florida, you understand. People like that you can go to a nice high level place and dress however you want, and Even Keel literally embraces that to a T. You have the beach there. You don't have to dress up nice. You can go right to or from the beach, have a high level kind of meal, and have it be nice and casual as well.
So it's
This is melt in your mouth, delicious.
No, it's
Fish
not.
and
No,
chips.
the
I
fish and
mean,
chips
this isn't Mrs. Conn's or whatever
No.
that was.
this is high quality stuff.
Yeah.
Again, they are open 7 days a week. They have weekend brunch on Saturday and Sunday. They have daily happy hour weekdays, Monday through Friday, from I believe 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. where you can get some great oysters on the half shell. Oh, excuse me.
There you go.
That Gila monster venom is coming back. No, and this is so disorienting because my
No, you're not the same
Your
person.
body's
mouth,
used to eating.
There's
Like,
my
something wrong
mouth
here.
like
and
now-
eyes say I want
Lubie, when have you
more.
ever seen that? I mean,
So
No, you've
I
taken
took
2
one
bites of
bite
food.
of the cheddar biscuit. I took one bite. This sandwich is fantastic. It
But you can only eat
tastes
so much,
great. But I took one bite, and my body is
Like,
saying,
no.
"We're good."
Yep.
And my mind and my eyes are saying, "I want it all." But
Your body will
no,
win.
my
there is,
body,
Your body will win.
has learned me or taught me or
Yep.
whatever the proper pronunciation.
that was good, Mr.
Yeah,
Jones.
that's good,
Yeah,
Mr. Language.
Back when you were
person.
pasting up copy.
My body,
Tufts Gazette or whatever that was.
my body is teaching me
Yes.
that I need a new way forward, and the new way forward is enjoying a bite of this delicious food.
And you're
and
going to have
then-
to change the clothes that you do to the show. Like Gordon Soley,
Well, enjoy every,
So Long from the Sunshine State. That was a classic. You're enjoying every sandwich, and now it'll be enjoy every bite.
Never bite of a
Enjoy
sandwich.
Every one
slider.
bite of a
Enjoy every
sandwich.
one mini sandwich.
Yeah.
But look, delicious stuff. I'm gonna go back for another bite in a couple of minutes. But
I'm
right
beginning
now,
to think that the drugs are winning here.
the drugs are winning.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Cubs are going to win.
Who said drugs are bad? Sometimes drugs are good.
We didn't. You're
Although
talking to the wrong show.
the local,
No one on this show that thinks
restaurateur.
drugs
All
are
of a
bad.
sudden, he's like John F. Kennedy
It's-
Jr. This guy. He's like,
It's probably when the bookies see one of their best customers go to GA. It's like, no, I can't believe we're gonna lose him.
it's for
Exactly.
losers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but look, I'm going to find the proper balance,
You will.
and I'm still going to be supportive of all my friends in
This
the
is a
industry.
startling show, though. I mean, really being on the scene here and watching this firsthand for the
Yep.
first time, it's very surprising.
Well, We're going to have to adjust.
I can't say I don't want to embrace it. I
has
really
to
do.
adjust to some new
Yeah.
realities. 2025 in the United States of America.
Yeah, it's going to be
There's some-
different. A different
Who's going to
world.
put the
realities.
snarky responses to all of the people on Let's Eat South
Well,
Florida?
me.
You're still going to be
I still
jerk
can
off.
do that.
Yeah.
He's
I don't
not
have to
going
be
to stop
stuffing
being
my
a jerk
face
off.
to do that. Hey, I wanted to bring up a story, an article from the New York Times that I posted on the Let's Eat group the other day. It was an intriguing tale of this. It's like a only in London kind of place, but my reaction upon reading of the details is basically a restaurant that's become very trendy in London. The place is called the Yellow Bittern. I don't know what a bittern
Yeah.
or bittern is,
Okay.
but it's operated by this self-described communist Irishman
Okay.
and his wife. His wife happens to be like married or related to British royalties, like the daughter of somebody who married
Oh, wow.
Princess.
One
It
from
was like
Monaco?
Princess Margaret. I don't even know, but it's like royalty
Okay.
with this Irish communist.
Okay.
They're only serving lunch Monday through Friday.
Okay.
They're not open for dinner. They have 2 seatings for lunch. And this guy browbeats his customers into drinking wine. Basically, he goes on social media and berates people who share plates or don't order
Oh, God.
wine. And he's like, restaurants are not public benches. You're meant to spend money here.
Oh,
so
God.
drink wine. And like basically,
People do it.
it's become the ultimate polarizing place. You know,
Soup
and
Nazi type of stuff.
it's soup Nazi type of
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
but
yeah.
he's making like peasant food, Irish stews, which usually if you get in a pub for like 6, pounds or like
Mhm.
basically $10,
Mhm.
and he's charging $25
Oh, God.
for an Irish stew. and basically
Oh, people pay that.
but people are flocking to it. It's
Oh,
sold
they
out
love it.
every day.
Oh God.
But my only comment after reading about this character was he should open one in Boca.
People love abuse.
they do like
Yeah.
being abused. It's
Yeah,
so
but
weird.
in Boca, they would give it right back. It would be a battle of wills. And but again, it definitely stirred up the people on the group who were like saying, "I don't know about that. How dare he?"
Fish
blah,
and
blah,
chips,
blah."
top notch here.
There we go.
Man. Never mind that
Oh.
guy and
So
whoever he
you
is.
you don't like the Irish communist? I don't know. What
I saw the post. I didn't
think
really
that's
get
weird.
it. Yeah.
Did you read the story?
Somewhat, yeah.
I don't understand doing that.
He didn't care about it.
Like it's
Others
what people
did.
think. It's what people think Reno does, but actually Reno doesn't. Reno loves the clientele and respects everyone. He just doesn't like people who have are illogical and unreasonable.
He doesn't like-
that's weird.
He
Don't
doesn't.
be a schnorr.
He doesn't like people who disrespect or abuse his
His staff, yeah, that's just
an
weird. Like,
automatic heave ho.
dude, you're charging $30 for soup. Like,
Get out of
okay,
here. Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not my fault.
What makes you suspect?
It
Get the hell
reminds
outta here.
me that I haven't been in there in a while. I need to see.
I was thinking about
Reno.
going there too. We should
and
do a show there. We haven't been there in a long
Last
time.
time I was in there was for an event that kicked off the Food
was
Wine
Lauderdale, yeah.
Festival, and somebody was giving lip,
I
was
know,
a
I know,
little
he threw
drunk,
someone out.
and he gave him the full Reno performance. It was the Reno experience.
But his is justified. This
gave
guy
the
seems like a
the
jerk
boot.
off.
What I liked when he did it was he had his staff filming the whole thing
Oh.
so that nobody can claim anything other than what actually happened.
Good for him.
So they have it all well documented. One more thing on the group, and this is heartwarming. I don't know if you saw this. The other day, a guy was looking for a place that would deliver some chopped liver, not necessarily a sandwich, just some chopped liver. He apparently lives in, he's not able to drive. He's kind of in a assisted living facility.
Okay.
And this is heartening. He just says, I want to just say there's been several people who have, in response to my post, searching for chopped chicken liver and sharing that I'm a virtual invalid stuck in an ALF, offered to hand deliver their favorite chopped liver.
Oh.
And somebody, is actually Evan Darnell, our friend at Red Meat Lovers Club, shipped him a shipment of chopped liver, rye bread, and matzo ball soup
Oh wow,
through Goldbelly from a New
he's
York,
such a good dude.
from Russ and Daughters in New York. So basically, this gentleman, Eric Brown, said, I cannot express how profoundly touched I am over such generosity of spirit and kindness. In the times we're living in, it is most heartening to be
Yeah,
reminded
that's amazing.
that most people are still good, generous, and kind. I am most thankful and a little verklempt.
Oh, he said that. That's
So thank you for that. And it's gotten over 1,000 responses, people just loving it. And it just goes to show there are good people. And
100%.
Let's Eat South Florida can also be a force.
well, you just said it.
for a
You
mitzvah.
did the math and you put it up there. It's like 90% positive comments, like 10% negative. Facebook just pushes forward the negative.
Yeah, and Facebook, it's gotten over 1,000 positive reactions, but yet the post has only reached 2,300 people.
Exactly.
But if somebody's complaining about the small amount of onions on a platter of chopped sirloin, that's going to be pumped out to 25,000 people in the first hour. So the problem really is with Facebook and the algorithms, and not necessarily the
People
people
themselves.
who populate
Negativity sells.
that wonderful.
Bingo.
Wonderful
You got
thing.
some stuff on your chin there.
All right.
Lubie.
People
Yeah,
talk about
let him
that.
clean it up during the break.
Let's take our third and final break. As I mentioned, Red Meat Lovers Club, they're doing a takeover of Anthony's Runway 84 next Monday on the 10th.
Oh, yeah?
This coming
Nice.
Monday. Go online to
Are you gonna be there? You should be there.
rmlclub.com. I actually have a prior. I am been invited to a preview dinner at Eddie and Vinny's in
Oh, nice.
Coral
Oh,
Springs.
nice.
But it's going to
Oh.
conflict with the Runway 84. But you guys should check out the Runway 84 dinner. Get your tickets now. There's going to be a auction for charity, all kinds of great things going on there. Go online to Eventbrite or rmlclub.com and get your tickets today. And one last thing, Batch. We're going to be at Batch
Next week,
not
too.
tomorrow.
Next
no,
Thursday.
next Thursday.
Yep.
Today's Thursday. It's
Yes.
a week from today.
Next Thursday.
Tequila Monster Venom is getting to my brain.
There you go.
Batch we love. Go in there for this weekend. If the weather is like this, you want to go
Oh
sit
my God, man.
outside. Beautiful patio there in Fort Lauderdale, 525 North Federal Highway, or West Del Rey, or downtown West Palm Beach, right there on Clematis. They're going to have all the great stuff, the biscuits, the chicken and waffles, shrimp and grits,
And the
all your
brunches and
southern favorites at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap. And if you go in there, hopefully you see Brandon in Fort Lauderdale, Jennifer up in Del Rey, and Kevin roaming around all three. They're going to take great care of you because they are masters of hospitality. All right, let's take the third and final break, and we'll wrap up this lightweight edition. Oh,
Very tasty, man.
yeah, it's good stuff.
Can't believe Louie and I both outate you by like
Oh my, like a lot.
This is the
10 pounds
new
of food.
reality.
It's so weird.
It's the new paradigm.
That's
It's the
pathetic
new
right
paradigm.
there. Wow, what a sad statement.
You know, you can't have it both ways. You can't say,
No, I
"Oh, you're
think
a
you
fat
keep doing
wimp and you
it.
need
Yep.
to lose weight," and
I'm
then I
all
start
for it.
taking the steps
Yeah,
to
but
lose
you
weight.
know what? When you lose, like the person that you were.
I'm going to remain
I just do what you're doing.
essential to my
You,
core.
you have to taste
which is-
things. You don't have to be
There's
a
a little
fat
bit
ass,
of a
so.
gourmand, a little bit of a drinker, and a lot of a
A
degenerate.
gambler,
So let's
exactly.
see how my pick five is.
Well,
We'll
you
do
know what?
more of that.
Doesn't Ozempic make you gamble more? I thought I
It's
read
making
that.
him gamble more.
The side
It's never a
effect, yeah,
gamble
yeah.
here to even kill Fish Shack,
Right.
Lauderdale by the Sea. We'll be back after this.
Right, he's worried about.
For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima for reservations. Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information.
All right, we're back to wrap up this edition for Even Keel Fish Shack. I did a little deconstruction. I didn't eat the bun, but I had the fish. The fish,
It's
fresh,
fantastic.
unbelievable.
Wow.
My body is craving protein and vegetables. It's weird. I didn't even drink the
Said it's
drink, but I
weird.
had the celery and the olives. It's,
Will you make your normal run to one of the ice cream parlors around here?
no, I have no interest.
Yeah, you haven't
in
done
it.
a bang bang in a while. Like he's not
No,
even thinking bang bang.
It's again disorienting.
Yeah, that's true. You talked about all the food that was there, but not all the food you ate after our.
I had
our-
salad
our-
with some meatballs that I pulled out of the sub, and then
I'm
all right.
proud
So
of you.
the
I know.
poker,
I know. I don't
the-
know what it'll be for the show,
the
but
dealer-
I'm proud of
this is what kind of game it is. And I'm next time
It's nice
I'm
working
bringing
with you, Louie.
you.
for the next month's game. I've been tasked with bringing the food, and I'm either going to call Tom T to do a
You should,
catering
Tom T,
job.
that was a great
Oh, no,
idea by
that's
Dave,
a personal-
especially
Or-
that since he caters. Like that's a great move.
Or my other thought was after yesterday's display at BKK Thai
Yeah, go to them.
down in Fort Lauderdale, I could probably
Like,
get a whole
You
bunch
could probably
of
mix
stuff.
it. You could do a little bit of.
Yeah, I could get some
Actually,
noodle
that's not the worst
dishes.
idea.
Oh yeah,
And a little bit of Tom
The
T.
chef friend of mine loves spicy Thai food, some of those larbs and things like
Yeah,
that.
that place is
I
good.
showed him that the larb ped with the duck and the duck crackling skin.
Yeah, that was nice.
He was salivating. He goes, "You got to bring that."
Yeah,
so
bring that.
next
And a
time
little
I
Tom
will
T.
do a little bit of Tom T. Maybe get a couple of tubs of the red beans and rice and jambalaya.
Yep.
And bring some of the Thai food too for those
It'll be a
who,
hit.
like that. And then they'll keep inviting me back, and then I can have
Keep
a second
making
source
s'mores.
of instru-
keep taking these suckers down like
Yeah,
they were The blue hairs at Dania highlight program.
But I lost my nerve the last hand. I didn't get it all in when I could have, and I would have been
That's been the story of your life,
$3,000.
though. It's been the story of your
Well, I
life.
hedged.
Every gambling story of yours ends like
I'm
that.
all about
But let me ask you this:
I'm all
as a
about
fellow
hedging.
gambler,
Yeah.
if you have already locked up and assured yourself $1,000 win for the night,
I'm taking it.
or you have then been confronted with the choice where you think you're good, and if you are right, you could end up winning $3,000 for the
Or you
night.
get
But if
$0.
you're wrong,
Zero would
you
suck.
have $0 and
Yeah.
you've given back the whole profit
No,
and
you
your
don't.
initial outlay.
You don't ever want to give it all back.
No,
I'm not rich enough
I
to
did
give up
the
$1,000. Like,
It's
that's
hard.
just
It's
not
hard
me.
to be up at that.
some people
Yeah.
might call it the conservative
Look, it was
play.
500 versus 3,000 maybe.
Yeah.
Once you get to 1,000, like that's
It was
a hard number to
1,000
like.
versus 3,000 versus 0.
Yeah, that's
And
hard place to
I
be,
took-
Zero would be a tough pill to swallow.
I called myself a hedge fund manager. I hedged,
and that's
and
fine.
I still went home with some funds.
You know, we're all Jewish. We all hedge. That's what
Yeah,
we
you're
do.
gonna, yeah, but you're going to get crap from other gamblers. That's just
Yeah.
Right.
the rule.
People started calling me a
I
nit.
respect the move. Leave a winner.
My chef friend called me nitty, nit. And I was like, okay, but
Who
I've got
cares?
$1,000 in my
Yeah,
pocket.
what do you
What
have?
do you got?
Yeah.
Now you're going to be raising the price of hamburgers to $28. So
There you go.
That's it. All right,
right,
that's
man.
going to do for
Tomorrow
Very
from the stream,
today. The stream.
10 palms.
Will I be
More
gambling?
degenerate.
How is it already Friday?
This week
It keeps
started
going.
slow, but it moved fast
Wow,
from
wow.
Wednesday
It's
on.
the old saying, Defo, the closer you get to the end, the
Yeah.
faster it spins.
Oh my God!
Just
Sick.
like a roll of toilet
Yeah.
paper. Life
Yeah.
is like a roll of toilet
Hacky
paper.
Ryman will miss
Yeah.
you, man.
We will
love
miss
you.
Rest in
Hacky.
peace.
Love you, Hacky.
Saw you. Yeah, we'll just hopefully. Everybody, be healthy.
Yeah.
Take your walks of life, and I am gonna try to
The
chart
air
a better
where
course.
pillowy puffs of pure pleasure.
Look when you
That's
did
it, everybody.
palpitations.
Enjoy every little mini bite of sliders
Yeah,
and
that's just a
sandwiches.
sick performance, man.
That's it.